Go.
You got a nice smile, Mr. Jeckovich. Do that again.
Yeah.
Smile, John.
There he is. It's February 1st, 2025, Saturday. It's my pleasure and honor to be sitting with a World War II hero, Mr. John J. Jeckovich. Mr. Jeckovich fought in World War II and ended his combat career at the Battle of the Bulge. Mr. Jeckovich was in Company H, the 2nd Battalion, the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. What is your dog tag number?
42965.
Okay, that'll open up the laptop so we can start reading his book.
But first I want to show you that.
1 second, you look very nice in your new clothes. Where did that come from?
This is from Netherlands.
That come from Dublin, Ireland?
New York, New York.
New York, New York.
New York, New
Yeah,
York.
they came from New York, New York. They look very nice in red and black.
Look at this one, came from the Tuskegee Airmen Museum.
What is this about?
Tuskegee.
That came in today?
Yeah.
What's that?
A sweatshirt from you, Tuskegee
Airmen.
Airmen.
Color codes, yeah. Who got that?
They came in today from, who sent them that?
That's the museum.
The museum, Tuskegee.
Read that.
Tuskegee.
Oh, those are the color guys. Yeah.
Yeah, let me read what it says back here. Please give it to me. This will be a nice warm sweater for you. Tuskegee Airmen, and this is in Alabama, they sent this. Urban Wear Legends. The Tuskegee Airmen, along with the black aircraft technicians, served as military aviators in the U.S. Armed Forces, flying with a distinction during World War II. 996 pilots and aircraft technicians, along with more than 15,000 ground personnel, served with the all-black units. They would be credited with some 15,500 combat missions and earn over 150 distinguished flying crosses for their achievements. The highly publicized success of the Tuskegee Airmen helped pave the way for the eventual integration of the U.S. Armed Forces. Well, that is beautiful.
I'll show it one more time.
That is absolutely beautiful. And that came from the museum?
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Mr. Jeckovich will wear that tomorrow. And that's a beautiful. Did you fight along many black soldiers during World War II?
No, there was no color, no black.
Okay. I guess they were segregated at that time, but because of Tuskegee Airmen, they became integrated, which is a wonderful thing.
And a lot of the airmen went on to do wonderful, great things.
Yeah, a lot of the airmen became commercial airline pilots.
Yeah.
And more.
And judges and
You
lawyers
know,
and attorneys.
it's all good, yeah. Well, thank you for sending that to Mr. Jeckovich. He'll be wearing that tomorrow. So, let's see. Well, you're looking chipper today. Did you have a good day?
Oh, yeah.
You're looking...
And hammer with me.
Yeah, good. I see you got a haircut the other day.
Yeah, a haircut the other day, yeah.
Freshly shaved and nails were done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nails were done. So you're feeling pretty well today?
Yeah, good.
Imagine that. Mr. Jeckovich is knocking on the door of 100. Mr. Jeckovich is knocking on the door of 100. For example, if you're 40 years old today, you have a 10% chance to make it to 100.
25 minutes.
It's not easy. It's not easy. Doesn't it feel like in a blink of an eye you're 20, now 100?
Yeah.
Hard to believe. Did you ever think when you were a youngster you would ever go to 100?
No.
What do you think, besides great prayer, what do you think is the reason for your longevity? Genes. Okay, genes. How old was your father when he died?
43.
How old was your mother?
89.
Boy, you got him beat.
Yeah.
You lived more than twice the life of your father.
Yeah.
Mr. Jeckovich's father was a legal immigrant from Russia. He came in under the right method through Ellis Island. And he didn't come with his hand out. He came giving. He came to make America better.
He had a old school with citizen papers and everything.
Yeah, he went the proper route. He didn't have his hand out, that's for sure. And if he was ever offered anything, which he wasn't, he would never accept it. That's just the way it was then. Not like today. And
Yeah.
Mr. Jeckovich's father, he came to the United States and he tried to make the life of his sons and daughters better than what he had, because he grew up in horrible conditions on the Russian front, a nasty old factory town where you work 20 hours a day for nothing, for pure poverty. So he came to the United States the legal way and tried to make a better life for his sons and daughters. And as it turned out, he worked so hard, 3 different jobs. One day, he was doing cement work, hard work, mixing your own cement, dropped dead of a massive heart attack, and that was the end. And Mr. Jeckovich's father never lived long enough to see any of his children married or any of his children had grandchildren at all. He didn't live that long. So, and from that point on, that's why this book is written. It's called Their Mother's Sons. And Mr. Jeckovich took care of his mother from the age 11 or 12, because the father was gone, to the mother's death at 89. That's why the book is titled Their Mother's Sons. How many pages is that book?
849.
Wow. What did it take you, about a year to write?
6 months.
No kidding. Well, we're in page 810, I believe, or 809. And we're running out of pages. I mean, do you have another book in the works?
I got notes on it, yeah.
Well, try to give me at least a couple chapters, because I'm running out of stuff to read. Every day we get many texts about your longevity. You said you had good genes. What else? You jogged for 80 years? You jogged?
I jogged.
80 years?
Didn't smoke or drink.
Didn't smoke or drink. Didn't take prescriptions or any vitamins. And basically lived a pretty clean life. Wow, imagine that. Imagine that. When Mr. Jeckovich started jogging 8 decades ago, it wasn't acceptable, nor was it fashionable. When you start jogging down the streets of Niagara Falls, New York, what would you hear?
Get off the street, you bum.
Get off the street, you bum. No one knew he was jogging for health. They thought he was a bum, and they thought he couldn't afford an automobile. And so they'd throw cans at him. What kind of cans? What did they throw at you?
What?
What kind of cans and stuff did they throw at you?
Empty cans full of liquid in them and everything else.
They threw empty cans of Genesee beer at him. One time they had a full can of Campbell soup, popped him right in the head. But you know, karma's a bitch. All those people that said derogatory things to Mr. Jeckovich 8 decades ago, I assure you they're all pushing up daisies. None of them are around. None of them are around. They're ignorant of the fact that they're ignorant. This man was running, or young boy, was running for longevity, and it worked out quite well. And it worked out quite well. It sure did. And the obstacle that they had during World War II was a Red Cross were passing out cigarettes like candy bars. So it would be very easy to start smoking in World War II and get addicted. Tell us how the Red Cross, how did they pass you out packs of cigarettes?
Yeah, unfiltered.
Yeah, non-filtered, and what were they, Pall Mall?
Pall Mall, Lucky Strike,
Chesterfield?
Chevrolet, yeah.
Yeah, 16,400,000 people, young people, entered World War II, both men and ladies. And we lost already well over 16,300,000. And the few that are left, if they didn't die during the war, they died by being addicted to cigarettes. 20, 30 years later, they all died of lung cancer or some related thing, correct? So, if they made it through the war, God bless them, but then the cigarette habit continued, which they just could not shake. They just could not shake that habit. And it goes a step further. Not only was the Red Cross passing out packs of non-filter cigarettes like candy bars, what was your camp like when you're getting released for the Army?
They were all made after cigarettes, fall, top ball, backpack, Chesterfield, Lucky Strike.
So all the tents at the camp were named after cigarette brands.
Yeah.
So what a great advertisement tool these tobacco companies had. And once the war was over, 20 years have passed, what kind of advertisement tools did the tobacco companies use then?
Put it on the collar for the kids,
Yeah,
so the kids steal it.
yeah. Yeah, I'll elaborate on that. 20 or 30 years after World War II ended, they needed another way to lure in young men and girls, young boys and girls, to smoke cigarettes. So 10 and 20 and 30,000 7-Elevens and other non-branded convenience stores right on the counter in front of the cash register, they'd set up displays of cigarettes, and the purpose was solely so a young kid or girl, 12 or 13 or 14 years old, could steal a pack. Make it so simple to steal a pack. And the tobacco companies' thoughts were, a pack stolen today is a carton sold tomorrow.
Yeah. New customer.
Yeah. What cold, heartless people. All that for the name of money, to watch these people suffer once they get addicted. Wake up in the morning, they smoke. Middle of the night. And then they die a horrific death. It's horrible people. Almost as bad as Hitler was during World War II.
Huh?
Almost as bad as Hitler was during the World War II. So Mr. Jeckovich is a recipient of the Purple Heart, 2 Bronze Stars. Mr. Jeckovich was shot by a sniper in the shoulder. He was beat up, stabbed, dirty bomb blew over his head. And what I mean by that, the dirty bomb was filled with nuts, bolts, tools, razors, anything the Nazis could stick in those bombs that would do damage for a great distance. His fellow combat soldier, a young kid, 18, 19, had his head blown off with a dirty bomb and had in one spot, and he still had his glasses hanging from his ear. And Mr. Jeckovich had to remove that, remove one dog tag number, and write a glowing letter to his mother and father in New York.
Donald Lape.
Donald Lape, what a hero.
Both were teachers.
Yeah. And Donald Lape was not street smart like Mr. Jeckovich. Donald Lape, you tried to tell him to get down many a time.
Yeah.
You have to be really street smart to get in that battle and survive. The ironic twist of the story, we lost one young, beautiful soldier, an honorable soldier, at 18 or 19 years old. And Mr. Jeckovich wrote a long letter to his parents upon his death. We have to dig up that letter and we'll read it. But when Mr. Jeckovich retired to Florida, we didn't find this out until it was too late. Lape's brother relocated in his retirement to Florida, which was only 2 blocks away from Mr. Jeckovich's house. And he lived there for 20 years, and we found out when it was too late. That would have been beautiful if they would have actually known. They would have a lot in common and a lot to speak to, Donald Lape's brother. And even though Donald Lape's been dead for 80 years, in his brother's obituary, it mentioned his older brother, which was 18, that died during World War II, Donald Lape. So how this war, after all these decades, is still bringing pain and misery. Still bringing pain and misery to many people. And besides Mr. Jeckovich being shot up, beat up, bombed, trench foot, and frostbite. You're still suffering from frostbite now.
Right now.
When the weather gets down, the frostbite kicks in. Keep in mind the Battle of Bulge and the Ardennes Forest was the coldest winter of any record. Wind chill factor 30 or 40 below. Many young soldiers got frostbite, lost their legs and ears, nose, and actually death. Mr. Jeckovich got frostbite
14 minutes.
on his right leg and still suffers from it now. We are having a cold winter in the United States. I know a lot of people are going skiing, and it's also easy to get frostbite now on the slopes. If you get frostbite on the slopes, don't run into the clubhouse and stand by the fire. That's the worst thing. We learned this from World War II combat vets. If you got frostbite in the middle of winter, take a snowball and put on the frostbite area. And what that will do, it'll increase the circulation in your blood, and you possibly could be saved from the effects of frostbite. And so anyways, we're reading Mr. Jeckovich's chapter 26, and we're on page 811. That's talking about opening and closing a laundromat. Did you want to read, or you want me to read some?
Huh?
You want to read?
No, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to pick up on it, and then anytime you have a comment, just stop me, tell us a comment. We're talking about the laundromat now. They had opened a Hoggy pizza parlor next door, and we were experiencing our first patch of problems with people not related to the store. What do you mean by that?
Well, they were coming in for quarters to the jukeboxes back to that store, next door.
Oh, so you had a coin changing machine, and the pizza shop that opened up next door, they were simply emptying out your machine.
Yeah. There was good before we had that guy in the motorcycle shop.
So the motorcycle shop that was before, he was a good guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they had opened a Hoggy pizza parlor next door. We were experiencing our first patch of problems with people not related to the store. The young crowd would come into the store and empty our coin changer to use the change in various game machines at the parlor. And probably pool tables.
Yeah.
Pool tables. I wonder why the pizza parlor didn't put their own changer in there.
Yeah.
That would have saved you a lot of headaches. Now you have to run to the bank and refill.
Yeah.
They would usually accomplish their feat when we're not there. And the first thing I would be confronted with when I entered the store was customers complaining about no change to use in the washers and dryers. So they have no change, they have no business.
Yeah.
You're out of business. I would approach the owner of the pizza parlor to tell him to get his own coin changer, but no avail. What did he say to you when you told him?
Yeah, it's going to hell.
He told you to go to hell?
Yeah.
Jeez. I guess there was...
Well, he didn't last long.
I guess... Was he a native of Niagara Falls?
Well, yeah. He was Italian.
And you told him your problem, and he told you to go to hell.
Yeah.
How was his pizza?
His pizza?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't do much with pizza, but he had a pizza problem. He was busy. Cars were lined up outside to buy it.
And he didn't last long?
No, he didn't last.
Why?
Well, he didn't make the good pizza. He got somebody sick or something. He shut down.
Yeah, but he didn't cooperate you as a neighbor.
No.
Yeah. You got to cooperate with your neighbors. I would approach the owner of the parlor to get his own coin changer, but to no avail. He was uncooperative and became a constant source of irritation. So now you got the neighbor in the pizza shop being a pain in the ass, and then you got DeLuca on top of
The
it.
look of my ass all the time, yeah.
So that, that's a problem in any business. Is businesses are great. It's fun to work, but you always find 2 or 3 pain in the asses. They kind of ruin your day.
People.
Yeah. We tried various ways of controlling the change, but none worked satisfactorily when we're not there. Did you ever think of putting in 2 coin changers?
2?
Yeah.
That'd be double trouble.
Okay. But no one ripped it off the wall. No one stole it. No.
Yeah.
There were rumors abounding that the city fathers were contemplating building a convention center in our area, and that the entire region would be torn up to facilitate that objective. So is that what happened?
That happened. They had to shut it down, put that convention center up, and that didn't last long.
So the fertile minds of the city fathers. What kind of people are these city fathers?
They're all Italians.
Yeah. It's the fertile minds of the city fathers. Generally, they were low lives then, and the city fathers today are low lives. It doesn't change. And so they bulldoze down all these beautiful mom and pop businesses for blocks, and then they put up what?
Convention center.
And how did that go?
Didn't go good. Never went.
Hundreds of millions of dollars simply pissed away. 3 or 4 or 5 friends of friends in politics made millions, and everyone else just left hanging with it, just doing nothing, living in pure poverty, and now the place is a ghetto.
Yeah.
Now the place is a friggin' ghetto. Oh, by the way, Niagara Falls, New York, in its heyday, many immigrants came there in the late 1800s and 1900s. It was a very thriving city. And many of the immigrants came and they brought a lot of, good to the city. They didn't take, they gave. Many Polish, Italian, all good people, hardworking people. And Greek.
Yeah.
But what'd you say was mostly Polish and Italian?
Polish, Italian, and that was it. They were the most.
Weren't you as a little boy had a big paper boy wrote? And
Janus Lasinski.
What was the name?
Polish, Janus Lasinski, Polish paper.
And how many customers did you have?
150.
And did any of those 150 customers speak English?
Yeah, they could speak, a lot of them speak broken English, yeah.
Broken English. But the newspaper was written in Polish.
Yeah, Janus Lasinski, yeah.
Did you ever have any time trying to collect money?
Do what?
Did you have any time trouble collecting money?
Oh, yeah, they are. Oh, I paid you last week. What do you call it? You're trying to rip me off. All in nonsense.
And when you had to go in the house to collect the money, did you smell beautiful Polish dishes cooking?
I smell that stupid cabbage.
6.5.
I hold my breath when I run in there.
No kidding. Did anyone offer you lunch or dinner?
I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take it, no.
So, newsboy, come in. We just made a good kielbasa. You want to come in?
No.
We just made some tripe and cabbage. You want to come in? Newspaper boy, come in. We just made some kishka. You wouldn't come in?
No.
Was your mother one of your customers?
My mother?
Did you deliver the
No,
paper?
she never went out, no.
She never ordered the paper?
Oh, yeah, she ordered a Polish paper, yeah.
And what did she do? What did she primarily read?
Obituary.
Interesting fact about Mr. Jeckovich's mother, she was a devout Roman Catholic, and her prayer of the rosaries every night were the one and only reason why Mr. Jeckovich survived World War II. That's it. But at one time, Mr. Jeckovich's mother was going to the gravestone, the cemetery, to visit her husband, Marion Jeckovich, and there was also his mother's date was still engraved in the stone. She was still alive, but that's how they do it. They put the husband's date when he was born and when he died, and then to the left on that stone, his mother's date when she was born, but she was alive. so there was no, ending date. So what his mother did, she came with a roll of masking tape,
Yeah.
and she taped over the date she was born.
On our date, yeah.
That lady was something else. And by the way, Mr. Jeckovich's mother was hardworking, just like her father. She had many jobs, and she also worked at Carborundum, which was a factory.
Well, she probably got a job of small wheels inspector.
That must have been really brutal on your eyes.
Yeah, and she never wore glasses. Though.
Never wore glasses, yeah. But how did they finally get her out of Carborundum?
Who?
How did your mother finally leave Carborundum?
They got after her and said, look, the younger woman comes and said, look, I got 3 kids and you're starving my kids, you won't leave your job. I need a job here.
So she was in her 80s.
And they said, you got that old lady working here.
She was in her 80s, minutes please, and she wouldn't leave, right?
Yeah, well, she left on it, yeah.
But she gave you always a long list of stuff to do at the house.
Yeah.
Right?
Just under 4.
And your mother, tell us all the different spots your mother worked, because this lady worked hard.
Who did it?
Your mother worked hard. Where else did she work?
My mother?
Yeah, where'd she work?
She worked for Dr. Wright's, to watch the kids, clean the house up, went to the cookery for. She worked for Kresge's,
What'd she do at Kresge's?
cook downstairs. You know, remember they had a restaurant up on the top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she make you a lot of nice lunches there?
Oh, yeah.
Did you eat at the...
When I come after school, she said, there's a quart of milk in there, something to eat, don't make a mess. She put me back in the candy shop downstairs.
So you didn't eat at the kitchen or the lunch counter?
Yeah. No, I didn't leave. No, I ate down cellar down.
Why didn't you eat at the lunch counter?
Well, she said, it looks so good, I'm feeding you free.
Okay, so you went in the basement.
Yeah.
And what, did you sit on a box or something?
It was well, no, there was boxes in there, yeah. For
So you sat on a
yeah,
box?
Yeah.
And what kind of lunches did your mother make you from Kresge?
For me.
Yeah, what'd she
A
make?
couple sandwiches,
Were they all good?
bottle of milk,
Were they all good?
and then a little dessert.
Did you work there also? Did you work at Kresge's also?
Kresge's?
Did you work there?
I worked as a stock boy there, yeah.
And what kind of jobs did you have to do?
Well, I used to put the stuff was coming in down the chute, and I had to distribute to the different counters.
Wow.
Give the girl their box of stuff that they had, that they ordered, put it underneath their counter for them.
And back in the day, was that a real busy store?
Oh, yeah, it was a busy store, yeah.
Wow. What other jobs did they have you do back then? Minutes?
Well, Landis said, John, you're doing a good job, and I want you to clean that gum off that floor.
Wow.
Scrape that gum off that floor.
Was there a lot of gum on the floor?
Then people threw the damn gum, they got tired of it, they just drop it on the floor.
Minute 43.
Wow. Did you and your mother walk to work together?
Walk?
How'd you get to Kresge's?
No. I went to school, I went to work after school.
And,
And Saturday, I worked Saturday. All day, yeah.
How'd you get to work?
I think I had a car.
How'd your mother get to work?
My mother got to work, she probably walked.
That was a long way.
I said, Mom, I'm thinking, I'm walking.
So she was a walker like you.
Huh?
She was a walker like you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's where you got those good genes from. Minutes. Wow. That's amazing. That must have been a nice store.
At Kresge.
Nice lunch counter.
Yeah.
Good lunches.
Do you remember going there?
Oh, much time.
40 seconds.
Wow.
Good, nice for Christmas time. Put all
Decorated, yeah.
Decorate the windows.
Did you decorate the windows, John?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Well, I didn't decorate, I had what's his name? Kill, he got drafted, and he put me in charge for decorating windows and that.
Oh, wow. Minutes? How many?
20 seconds.
You got another one in the books. What do you want to do?
Let's watch Trump for a while.
Turn on Trump?
Yeah, what time you got?
Oh, right here, Mr. Jeckovich. Let me show you.
Oh, you only got 8 o'clock, yeah.
Time
All
up,
right, we'll pick up the rest tomorrow.
time up.